right, so what I've got here is the Gränsfors Bruks. This is the Scandinavian forest axe. And I want to show you this. I'm going to test this out actually today. I have and I've had for a long time, the Gränsfors Bruks small forest axe. That's 19 inch. This is 25 inches. And also have their hatchet. So I want to test this out because we need to cut down some trees, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But you know, this is a pretty special axe to me. For years, using the small forest axe, this is my favorite axe. I take it everywhere with me. And it's just a companion. And when you think about the history of axe making, and Gränsfors Bruks goes back to 1902 in Sweden. For us today, to still use an axe, I think is a very important tradition to keep going. The chainsaw, the modern chainsaw, really cut down on the sales of axes around the world. And so what a lot of axe companies really started doing was going back to the old arts of axe making. And so Gränsfors Bruks has done that as well, where they really just focus on quality. And so today they're shipping over to over 30 countries around the world. But I've never had a Gränsfors Bruks axe fail on me, and I hope that doesn't happen here today. But you know, I've always been impressed with their axes. The blacksmith, they'll put their initials in each one of these axe heads. And it's got one of these truly classic kind of design. It has a kind of a big beard coming down right here. And you know, when you have all the various parts of here in this, they call it a lug, that comes down, this kind of drops down right here. And it really kind of hugs the top of the handle here near the shoulder. But just a great overall pattern and design, I believe. And I've used these for many years, but I've not used this size. And again, we've got some bigger, not really big, but bigger trees that I want to cut down and test this here today. So like I said, it's 25 inches long. You've got this grain orientation, and it should be going more up and down vertically and not horizontally. And I really like the design of this palm swell, the grip down here, obviously lanyard hole, which I don't have a lanyard on right now. Other axes, I've added a collar, whether I've added both metal and leather collars on here just to prevent, you know, from striking, especially right in here, striking the handle. I don't think that's going to be an issue for this size because it's going to be bigger trees than just kindling. So now this would be great. Having a little bit longer handle like this is really good for limbing. And the reason for that is so that you're not having to bend down so much and cut off the limbs. You can kind of stand back a little bit and do that work. So we're gonna go ahead and get to work here. All right, so I want to show you what I'm talking about. See these trees right here? They're kind of leaning over, and then we got some dead ones over here. So I want to take all the dead ones down and some of these kinds of trees right here because I want to make sure that my driveway is cleared. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Well, we were able to cut down a few of those trees and limb them up and actually buck some up as well. And what I noticed about using this axe is just the confidence that when it goes in, it goes in. There's no bouncing. I mean, you saw some of the penetration on those trees, and I was really impressed by that. You know, and it's not so big. I noticed, you know, I want to think that this is bigger than the small forest axe, and it is, and it's 25 inches compared to 19 inches, but it's still not big. I mean, it's the size almost of a boy's axe. And I'm wondering, if I was really felling a large tree, could you do it with this? Yeah, I'm sure you could. It doesn't have the weight of, you know, a traditional American felling axe. They actually sell one on their website, just an American felling axe. But you could do that with, this is 2.6 pounds. So it's not very heavy. So you can be more athletic with it, I guess you could say. You could be more athletic with it, but it's not so big that you can't carry it around with you. I mean, you could even throw this in a backpack, you know, with the nice leather sheath that it comes with, by the way. You could throw this in a backpack and have the handle sticking up, or on the side of your pack, you know, with the sheath on, and have that sticking up. I think that'd be fine. So it is, I think it'd be versatile. You could take this camping. You could, you know, take this with you if you're, you know, sawing. Sometimes I've found it faster even to limb with something like this as opposed to a chainsaw, and maybe even safer, because with the chainsaw, obviously you got the chain going. Obviously, I know you put the brake on, but there's times where, you know, you bump into something, the chain brake comes off. So maybe a great 1-2 punch if you enjoy using your chainsaw, and I do, I love chainsaws as well. But if you enjoy using a chainsaw, to bring something like this with you to limb off everything after it's done, and it makes quick work of something like that. And can I also say that there's a fun element in this? You get a good workout with using an axe. I know you do with the chainsaw as well. There's something enjoyable, pleasurable about being out in the woods with just, there's no noise like a saw. There's no engine going, motor. It's just you and an axe. And there's something, I think, really satisfying about that. Well, guys, hope this has been helpful for you today. And if you have other thoughts or comments or questions about this, please drop those down below. If you're not done so, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate you and your support for us. We'll see you on the next video.